Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. Greensboro City Manager David Parrish has appointed Nathaniel Trey Davis as Assistant City Manager for Public Safety and Larry Davis as Assistant City Manager for Internal Services. Trey Davis most recently served as the commander for the Criminal Investigations Division and served as the Chief's Executive Officer and Manager of the Office of Community Engagement. In his new role, he will provide strategic guidance for the city's police, fire, and Guilford Metro 911 departments, as well as the Greensboro Criminal Justice Advisory Commission, or GCJAC. Davis's grandfather was the first black police officer in Lewisburg in the 1950s, and his father was the first black police officer at Butner Public Safety, where he retired as an administrative chief. Larry Davis succeeds Barbara Harris, who retired after 14 years with the city. He will oversee budget and evaluation, financial and administrative services, human resources, information technology, and internal audit. Davis joined the city in 1988 as a budget analyst, and he has served as the department director since 1999. He received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for 2017 and 2018 budgets from the Government Finance Officers Association. Greensboro City Council unanimously adopted the Vision Zero Greensboro two-year action plan, a data-driven, interdisciplinary approach to dramatically reducing traffic fatalities and serious injuries. Greensboro will join 34 Vision Zero cities across the country. By 2040, Vision Zero Greensboro aims to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries by reducing these incidents each year. The two-year action plan identifies strategies that Greensboro partner agencies and community groups will work on over the next 2 years to meet the death and injury reduction goals. It is also going to identify a high injury network, areas identified by data analysis where it is a high priority to invest resources in roadway improvements and other efforts. Adam Fisher, director of the Greensboro Department of Transportation, says we're going to expand our data collection and analysis, employ community policing methods to reinforce and incentivize safe behaviors, implement a rapid response task force, reestablish automated camera red light violation enforcement, research the possibility of automated speed enforcement, and much more. The city has already begun working on some of the strategies, including advocating a proposed hands-free driving law and encouraging residents to be part of the solution by taking the Vision Zero Greensboro pledge to stay safe. For more information on Vision Zero Greensboro, to read the two-year action plan, or to take the pledge, visit the city's website. The city of Greensboro is one of 15 cities to receive a grant to participate in the U.S. Green Building Council's Lead for Cities and Communities program. The grant provides the city $25,000 in financial assistance, educational resources, and technical support to become a LEED certified city. To date, across the council's programs, more than 90 cities and communities from around the globe are certified. The LEED certification process will help the city track and verify performance on a wide variety of sustainability indicators, including energy, water, transportation, education, and health. LEED for Cities provides a consistent rating system and independently verified data analysis, allowing comparison with local, regional, and global peer cities. Over the next 6 to 8 months, Green Building Council staff will guide the city in identifying and compiling relevant data to evaluate Greensboro's current performance levels. Becoming LEED certified will help the city become more fiscally sustainable and better serve the community. The city will engage community stakeholders to assist in this process, including interested individuals, advocacy groups, faith communities, and the universities. For more information about the LEED for Cities program, contact Jeff Sovich, Senior Planner with the city's Planning Department, at 336-433-7264. In an effort to help each of us improve our quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Toddler temper tantrums can take more of a toll on parents than the child. So we're here to talk about some survival tips for parents to get you through those tantrums. Even though we think of tantrums as occurring randomly or unpredictably, there actually always is a trigger. Some common triggers to look for in your child would be when a child is getting hungry, when they're overtired, in times of making a big transition, like going to or coming home from school or daycare, or even making that transition at bedtime to sleep. Other children might be triggered by hearing the word no. Some interventions to think about that you might be able to put in place would include things like having snacks available for your child, making sure they have naps, helping smooth out transition time by developing a routine for certain transitions that might involve a little bit of a calming activity. And for the child who doesn't like to hear no, giving your child a couple of choices when appropriate, where either choice would be acceptable to you, can give a child that feeling of control that would help them in those situations. Sometimes you might be able to tell that your child is getting ready to crank up into a full-blown temper tantrum. Some things that you might want to look for in your child would be if your child is starting to become whiny, or if they're expressing anger, either just with their facial expression or their body language, or with some verbalization, might be words or even just sounds that they make when they're getting real frustrated. If you notice those and you're thinking in the back of your mind, uh-oh, here it comes, then you have a chance to step in and distract your child. Things that can help with distraction would be using humor, even getting a little silly with your child, singing a song or using music, engaging them in one of their favorite play activities, or giving them one of their favorite comfort toys. The next thing we have to consider is, what do we do when the temper tantrum is going? Any heightened emotional response from you will only fan the fire, and it will cause those behaviors to escalate, and the tantrum will be prolonged. In addition to staying calm, you want to disengage from the child when they're in the throes of their temper tantrum. We disengage physically by moving the child into their room or some other designated area in the house, or by ourselves just walking away and getting some physical separation from the child. We want to disengage verbally from the child, which means don't talk to, reason with, plead, or argue with your child when they're in the middle of a tantrum. Any attention that you're giving the child during a tantrum only reinforces that behavior. And you can't reason with a child when they're in that heightened emotional state. And then you also want to disengage emotionally. And we do that the best by remembering to stay calm. Finally, when the tantrum has passed, that's when you want to go to the child. Give them positive attention at that time. Give them hugs, comfort, soothing words. You are not reinforcing the tantrum behavior. You can also at that time start to give them some words to use to identify the feelings that might go along with the tantrum. For example, you might say to your child, "Oh, you sure were angry just then." And just by saying that each time there's a tantrum, you're beginning to teach them that there are words for these feelings. And over time, as they get older, they'll be able to use their words to tell you what's happening instead of having to act it out behaviorally and emotionally. And finally, when the tantrum is over, let it be over and move forward through the day with your child in a very positive way. I'm Dr. Kim Hoover. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this information has been helpful. To learn more about services that might be helpful for you and your child, visit conehealth.com/children. Thank you.
If your household recycles a lot of glass bottles and large plastic items, you'll need to find a different way to dispose of them and a few other things in the coming weeks. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Major changes are in store for the city's residential recycling program. Glass bottles and jars will no longer be accepted beginning July 1st. As a result of ongoing contamination at recycling drop-off locations and the increased cost of recycling, the city's 20 recycling drop-off locations will also be removed between now and July 1st. These changes are due to significant changes in the global recycling market, resulting in the city paying for each ton of recyclables sent to the recycling contractor. The following items will no longer be recyclable as of July 1st. Milk cartons, juice boxes, large plastic items such as buckets or lawn furniture, pots, pans, and shredded paper. These items should be put in your green container, while aerosol cans should be dropped off at the Household Hazardous Waste Convenience Site located at 2750 Patterson Avenue. Hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information about changes to Greensboro's recycling program, visit the city's website, call the Contact Center, or download the GSO Collects app. Registration for Safety Town is open for preschoolers. This is more than just a community of scaled-down buildings and roadways. It's an outdoor classroom teaching children about strangers, poisons, and drugs, as well as pedestrian, bicycle, traffic, bus, fire, water, and gun safety. Safety Town is a 40-year partnership between the Greensboro Police Department and the National Kiwanis Club. The kids will meet each day from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. for 2 weeks. GPD school resource officers teach the valuable safety skills. Each session can accommodate 115 children. Session 2 is from June 17th through June 28th. Session 4 is from July 22nd through August 2nd. Session 6 is from August 5th through August 16th. Graduation will take place on the last day of each session at the Lewis Recreation Center located at 3110 Forest Lawn Drive. Parents can visit the Safety Town website to register their child. Space is still available in all of the afternoon sessions. The city's Adaptive and Inclusive Recreation Unit is in need of volunteers to give bicycling and swimming lessons to people with disabilities. The I Can Swim program will be held June 10th through June 14th at the Greensboro Aquatic Center. The I Can Bike lessons will be available at the Greensboro Swarm Fieldhouse August 12th through August 16th. Volunteers must be at least 15 years old and able to commit to the same session each day for 5 days. The I Can Bike volunteers also must be able to walk or jog approximately 3 miles during each session. I Can Swim does not require as much physical exertion, but volunteers should be prepared to be in a shallow pool for 1 hour. No prior experience working with individuals with disabilities is necessary for either program. Volunteers can visit the I Can Shine website and sign up on the volunteer page for each program. For more information, contact Alex Zaleski with Parks and Recreation at 336-373-7507. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate local artists, business owners, community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the city is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on Hillary Clement and her downtown art studio. When Hillary Clement drove from her Glenwood home to her downtown studio, she passed the shabby corner store on South Elm and Washington Street each day. She thought to herself, this is such a good corner and it's got so much glass. We need to put some art in there. Many buckets of paint and some new floors later, the Hillary J. Clement and Friends pop-up art gallery opened. It's a showcase for more than 30 artists with local ties. The West Virginia native is a self-taught painter with a penchant for animal portraits and country landscapes. Every day, 1 or 2 artists come in asking about exhibiting in here. Hillary says the need for exhibit space is real. Hillary says she and her family have invested in Greensboro and they aren't going anywhere. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. Aside from wearing a badge this time of year, our police officers also carry a torch. Coming up after the break, find out how you can join ranks with GPD when it comes to supporting Special Olympics. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. It's not often we get to see police officers out of their patrol cars and representing the agency wearing civilian attire. But when it comes to supporting Special Olympics, that's exactly what happens. Joining me now to explain the variety of events scheduled in the coming weeks is Lieutenant Calvin Stevens. He is the Executive Officer to Chief Wayne Scott. Hello, Lieutenant. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Tell me, why does the Greensboro Police Department support Special Olympics North Carolina?
Well, we support Special Olympics because it is the official law enforcement charity, and it's a charity that goes worldwide.
Okay, so this is not just local. You have other law enforcement agencies throughout the country.
Correct.
Throughout the world.
Yes.
And how much money did you raise last year, and are you anywhere close to that this year?
Well, last year we raised the total of $28,000. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit more than that, but this year we're on pace to probably equal that or even better it. This year we're at about 14,000, so we're getting close.
Wow, that's impressive. Now you have a lot of events that are hosted for the community to participate in. That's where you get a lot of these donations from. Tell me about some of the events that you have coming up in June.
Well, June's going to be a busy month for us. It's going to start out with a cruise-in car show. That we invite people to bring their cars out. We sell nice t-shirts that represent the event, and we also raffle off prizes to all the participants, and those sponsors who sponsor that give us the gifts and we raffle that off. We also have another Tip-A-Cop event coming up where our officers will partner with the wait staff of the restaurant and solicit customers for donations for Special Olympics.
Okay, now if you have a shiny car and it's really classic and you want to be part of the car show, when and where is that happening?
The car show, we call it a cruise-in. It'll be June 21st. It'll go from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the American Furniture Warehouse on the corner of Gate City and Merritt. And you don't just have to have a classic car. If you just something that you're proud of and want to show it off, bring your car, your truck, your motorcycle, and if you want to bring a boat, bring it.
Okay, bring your hoopty.
Yes.
And if people are not able to attend any events that you are hosting, how can they contribute?
Well, they can contribute. Either they can come by the event and make a donation, or we have a link on our Facebook page and our department's website that they can go to, and they can click on that link and make a donation.
Okay, well, thank you, Lieutenant Stevens. We appreciate everything that you and the officers do at GPD to support Special Olympics North Carolina.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank
It's my
you.
pleasure.
Come back anytime.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning into city council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you cannot attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we also stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month includes public comments and special presentations. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month focus on public hearings and city business. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Greensboro Public Library is gearing up for the 9th annual One City, One Book event, and activities will kick off at the end of August. The votes have been tallied for the 2019 Community Read. The Greensboro Public Library has selected Born a Crime: Stories from a South African Childhood by Trevor Noah. Noah, who is the host of The Daily Show, recalls his early years in apartheid South Africa. Born to a white father and a black mother, Noah was considered illegal at his birth because of his mixed race. His book explores themes of racism, family, education, 1980s culture, the pitfalls of adolescence, and other topics. The Greensboro Public Library, along with multiple community partners, lead a citywide reading of a selected book. Lively programs, discussions, films, and other activities offer opportunities for the entire community to engage around the themes of the book selection. The library needs your help to convince Trevor Noah to make a public appearance at the library. Join the campaign on social media using #Trevor2GPL. For more information about the programs and resources offered by the Greensboro Public Library, visit the library's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the great events happening this week on the town.
Hey, this is Jody. Get ready to enjoy these summer activities that are fun for the whole family. This Friday, hang up your Gone Fishing sign. Every first Friday of the month, now through October, Lake Townsend will host the Townsend Big Bass Night Tournament from 6 to 10 p.m. Entry is just $10 per person with an 80% payback, one payout for the heaviest bass. Lake Townsend is the largest of Greensboro's municipal reservoirs and is adjacent to the Bryant Park Complex and Golf Course off Highway 29 North. Friday night paddles and sailing lessons are also available now through August. Visit greensboro-nc.gov/lakes to find out more. Tell your kids to go fish on Saturday as Lake Higgins is hosting a free children's fishing tournament from 10 to 11 a.m. on Saturday as part of the National Fishing and Boating Week celebration. Kids ages 6 to 12 can catch catfish in the Taylor Turner Hatchery Pond located next to the marina. Parks and Recreation staff will provide bait and fishing poles. Goodie bags, prizes, and trophies will be awarded. To register your child, call Lake Higgins at 336-373-3739. After the fishing contest, head over to the Dunleith Porch Fest event happening from noon to 5 p.m. on Saturday. Experience the hospitality of the Dunleith neighborhood while enjoying the richness of performing artists in our community. Neighborhood porches are turned into performance venues and are paired with area performers who have offered to share their talents. This family-friendly event culminates in a single performance at Sternberger Park to conclude the event. Admission is free and all are welcome. There'll be food vendors, free activities for kids, event t-shirts, and to generate even more community goodwill, there'll be a collection of canned goods for a local food pantry. Visit the Dunleith Porch Fest Facebook page for more information. On Sunday, end your weekend on a high note with the musical stylings of the Greensboro Big Band playing swing and jazz music at Greensboro College from 6 to 8 p.m. as part of the Music for a Sunday Evening in the Park, or MUSEP, concert series. The concert is free and will be on the front lawn facing West Market Street. Visit greensboro-nc.gov/MUSEP for additional details, including the entire summer schedule. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out more about events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Today we place the spotlight on Parks and Recreation. Summer Night Lights, also known as SNL, is back. This marks the 7th season of free summer events and activities for Guilford County students ages 13 to 18. SNL is a collaboration between the Greensboro Public Library and Parks and Recreation designed to offer structured and engaging activities for teens. June 8th kicks off a full season of free SNL programs at Greensboro Recreation Centers and libraries. Events include the program's signature teen night at Greensboro Sportsplex, along with many other opportunities to learn new skills such as cooking, film, or photography. There will also be tech and craft classes and football, basketball, and fitness clinics. SNL event information can be accessed on cell phones by texting at GSNL at 81010. Visit the city's website to review the full list of summer activities. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO Shoutout. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO Shoutout. This week's shout-out goes to our Greensboro police officers who were perched on the rooftop of the Brassfield Chick-fil-A as part of Cops on Top. This fundraiser for Special Olympics North Carolina involves police officers and non-sworn employees asking customers to contribute to this worthwhile cause. 100% of the donations collected during breakfast and lunch go to Special Olympics. This is the 10th year the GPD has partnered with Chick-fil-A for Cops on Top. Special Olympics organizes sporting training and competitions for athletes with intellectual disabilities. Special Olympics North Carolina is one of the largest programs worldwide with nearly 40,000 registered athletes. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Subscribe to our Alexa Flash Briefing. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.